Hi friends! Today I want to talk with you about the first sneaky move of the Erev Shabbat Yetzer Hara. I call it the just one more thing voice, the perfectionism trap. Picture this. It's Erev Shabbat, you've started getting ready, and suddenly there's this voice that comes into your head. Maybe I should make another kugel, or I've just got to try out that recipe for the new salad that I heard about, or oh my goodness, I just got a message. I have to answer this message before I do something. Suddenly, your main tasks get pushed off, and you never quite feel settled. The question is, why does it feel so good in the moment? Why is it so tempting? It's because of a dopamine. Our brains get a dopamine hit. When we try out something new, or we add a new thing in, or we take care of that message, each time there's a hit of dopamine. But it's distracting us from our actual goal, that actual satisfaction that we're going to feel when we're really, really ready for Shabbat in time. And of course, it goes hand in hand with the other sneaky moves. They all work together. But the one more thing is the most common. I mean, most of the time the Yetzer Hara doesn't even have to go past it. We don't even necessarily get to the other sneaky moves because it's so good. It's so good. Like, I can even sometimes get pulled into it now. And I've been working on this for like 2 years. So it's definitely very sneaky. So when we get distracted by these little things, it's a dopamine. It's like literally a hit of a drug that makes us feel really, really good in the moment. But it completely pushes off and pushes back what our actual goal is and how good we're going to feel when we hit that goal. The first step is to start identifying that voice, to sort of pull back the curtain and step back a little bit. It's kind of like metacognition, where we watch ourselves. We don't necessarily fix it in the beginning, but just beginning to observe what's going on. So we get this voice, it comes to us, and it says, oh, okay, this one more kugel, it's just going to make everything perfect. Why didn't I think about that before? It's not true. It keeps delaying us. This Yetzer tricks us into believing, if I just add in this one more thing, it's going to be perfect. But it's a moving target. Every time we get closer, the one more thing voice comes, and we never actually get there. It robs us of our peace. It robs us of our serenity. It literally just keeps saying one more thing, one more thing, one more thing. So we get so convinced that we're the problem, that we could never ever get ready for Shabbat calmly, that we can never have a calm and relaxed Erev Shabbat. But it's not true. It's really, really sneaky. It is possible. It is. I promise you. I've done it. I've gone from the craziest. I mean, I have pulled all-nighters. I have worked up until the moment of Shkia. I have come into Shabbat with my house looking like a tornado. Lots of crazy things have happened. But since I've been working on it for the past 2 years and my life has completely changed, I know that you will get there. And you will get there faster because I'm going to tell you how I got there. So it is possible, but it is a process. So the first process is looking and seeing when we see that voice coming in. It's so super sneaky. So one of the ways that we can help keep focused is to decide beforehand what's really important. Okay, these are the foods that are really important. Setting the table, making sure the candles are ready. How many times have I had a 5-course meal ready and the candles weren't prepared? I mean, maybe even if I had a child doing that, I still had to make sure the child did it, right? Focusing on what the important things are, not getting sidetracked by those things. So we lay out beforehand, all right, what are the essentials? What are the essential foods? What are the essential tasks? What are the essential messages? What is actually important? What's a vision of where I want to be? And we can actually use my mentor, Rabbi Niven, from the New Chabura. I'll link to that. He oftentimes has us do something that he calls a presime. A presime is that you put yourself in the future and you look back and you say, oh my goodness, all right, here I am lighting candles before Shabbat, and today was the most beautiful and relaxing and calm, serene Erev Shabbat ever. And then you go back and you look over all the things that you did and all the things that happened that got you to this amazing point that you're at. That helps to put your mind in a space of knowing it's possible, because your brain does not know the difference between real and imaginary. So when you imagine it, your brain thinks it's real, and it thinks you've been there. And we get more used to the places that we've been, the things that we've done already. So you can do this presime, and I will be creating a workbook as we go through these 5 sneaky moves. At some point in this series, there's going to be a free workbook that you can download, or you can either do it online or you can print it out, whatever. So you don't have to necessarily remember these things, but I'm going to give you a whole bunch of different tips to work through them. So it feels so weird to be interrupting myself. I'm sorry to interrupt this program. But when I was thinking about it, I realized these are really big concepts. And a couple minutes of a video explanation, it's not really enough. So what I did is I've made a workbook, and each of the sneaky tactics of the 5 sneaky tactics of the Yetzer Hara is going to have its own downloadable section. So you can either download the whole workbook, or you can download the piece that speaks to you most. Okay. And I'm also uploading, if you're hearing it in real time, it's going to be uploaded, but I'm uploading a meditation that's going to go along with this. So the whole idea of this presime that I am explaining in this video, where you're looking back, that's all going to be in a meditation. Now, in order to get this printable workbook, you have to give me your email and sign up to my newsletter. And I have an issue with that, because newsletters are one of my pet peeves. Okay, so we need to make a little bit of a deal. My deal is I don't like them. They clutter life. I am only going to send you relevant updates. If there is a course, if there is something going on, I am not going to send you a million reminders. I am not going to pressure you. I'm not going to make you freak out. Oh my gosh, last minute offer. I'm simply going to inform you that it's happening. But you need to do something for me. If at some point I become clutter, if my newsletter is even if you love it, but it's just not relevant for this stage of your life where you're holding right now, please unsubscribe. I will not take it personally. I need to know that you know you can unsubscribe at any point, because I can't make a newsletter knowing that I've put more clutter into your life. I need your life to be better, to be improved by this, okay? So the link will be in the description, or you can put in the comments, like, hook me up, and I will drop you a link there. You give me your email, I send you the free PDF, sign you up for the newsletter so that you'll get the other PDFs as they're coming out. And we have this little deal between us, okay? Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Love you. So if you do your presime, you're in the future, you're looking back, you're getting used to it, you're seeing what those steps are. What are my criteria? What is important? Lighting candles, having candles to light at candle lighting time is extremely important. Having another salad when I already have like 5, actually not so important. But in the moment, the Yetzer Hara makes you think that it's the most important thing on the planet. Shabbat is important. Shabbat is serene. Shabbat is perfection. Shabbat is relaxation. What we're supposed to do to get ready for Shabbat, it's never going to be perfect. We don't have the Beit HaMikdash. We don't have Mashiach. We don't have the Geulah. It's not going to look perfect. Hashem has created Shabbat itself perfect. So our preparation for it it's going to be flawed because we're human. And allowing that to be flawed, when the voice comes and says, oh, this would be perfect, starting to say, okay, but I'm not supposed to make it perfect. Hashem makes things perfect. I am supposed to be ready for Shabbat. I am supposed to be able to come and accept the perfection of Shabbat calmly and happily, with energy and serenity. And you, Mr. Salad, or reorganize a drawer, or label everything in the fridge, or answer all these messages and WhatsApps and emails and stuff, you're actually distracting. This is a very, very special time every week. This is a blessing. This is a bracha that we have. This also does take some advanced planning. But when you plan it, you don't have to keep working hard. This ends up being a lot easier. One of the things that I really, really like to do is to plan a menu that pretty much stays the same. Sometimes I'll do more of a winter menu and a summer menu. There were times where we did like cholent in the winter and roast chicken in the summer, because it is nice to have some variety. Right now, where my family's holding, we just have one menu all year round. I am a creative person. I get bored of things. So I'm the last person on the planet that I thought could ever do this. But at some point I decided, for my sanity, that it was time to take my creativity out in other places and not lose my sanity. So it really, really helps. So if you have your menu plan and you're like, okay, this is what we do every single week, and you write it down. I actually have it taped on my refrigerator, and every so often it does change slightly, and I'll take it down and I'll rewrite it and I'll put it back on my refrigerator. So if you have your menu plan laid out, so then every week you might want to adjust slightly, maybe different things are in season, or you have different people coming for the meals, different guests. Like there are going to be some variations. But I even wrote salt. Like, you need kiddush, challah, salt on the table. Like, I don't know, what if I'm out of salt? What if I'm out of, I wrote grape juice and wine. I want to make sure all of these things are out there on my menu, because I don't want to forget about them. I don't want that stress. I mean, I don't know. I've had to borrow grape juice from neighbors plenty of times. I'm very capable of forgetting these types of things if they're not written out. So then early in the week, and I will tell my kids, my grown kids, I'll be like, okay, it is Monday. I need to know who's coming for Shabbos meals this week. And they will sometimes say, I don't know what I'm doing at the end of the week. And sometimes we make swing plans. We can do this or that. We figure it out. But I decide really early in the week. If I'm inviting people, I invite them really early in the week, or even the week beforehand, or even weeks beforehand. Deciding early in the week, getting all your supplies, shopping for everything, starting the prep early, doing things in batches is something you're going to hear so much about from me. Looking at certain things and saying, okay, can I double batch, triple batch? Can I do a larger amount and freeze this item so that I don't have to do so much? I don't want to reinvent the wheel every Shabbat. There are some things that I cannot believe that are freezable and I don't have to redo. And even when they're small, everything really does add up. And everything that we can get out of our brain, get out of our to-do list, it frees up more time to live and have more fun. Once you have your menu established, at least, even if you didn't prepare beforehand, but if you're like, okay, let's say it's Thursday, okay, and you've decided on your menu, even if you completely reinvented the wheel, right? You've decided on your menu, it's Thursday, and Friday morning comes, and maybe you're even going shopping Friday morning. I mean, I've lived this way a lot, right? So you've got your menu, you've gone shopping, you've got the ingredients, you're starting to cook. Sticking to that I mean, how often do we add in one more thing, one more dish, realizing that this ingredient could go with this, or maybe there's a little bit left over? Or again, it's us today with our phones, those messages can come in and we like to see, check the little boxes. There's definitely dopamine hit, especially if you have chimes on your phone. I have turned my WhatsApp chimes off, but it doesn't mean that I don't check more often than I should. There are so many distractions that come in to steal our serenity. It's pretty crazy. So deciding beforehand, what am I doing? This is it. No more distractions. If messages come in from anything that can be pushed off until after Shabbat, push it off until after Shabbat, because the voice will say, oh, it just takes a moment. It just takes a second. I'm just going to answer this person. And you know what? I'm telling myself as much as I'm telling you, because this definitely still gets to me. I love to see my WhatsApp at like 0. I don't like open threads. And it's a dopamine thing. There's no question about it. All of those things can be pushed off. I will have more time after Shabbat. It is not just 1 second. It's shifting. It's like shifting gears in a car. It is shifting gears in my brain if I keep my brain focused. Now, when and if you have extra time and you're ready for Shabbat, and we'll get to that in other videos, there are things you can do. Like once you're done, once you've shut down, once you've shifted into Erev Shabbat mode, maybe you can say, I'm going to sit and take time to answer messages. It's a possibility. We're going to build what we do with that extra time, because you will have that extra time. If you follow through with the tactics that I'm going to share with you, you will create extra time. And then you will need to know what to do with that extra time. So answering messages or trying out a new recipe, those can be sometimes very fun things to do with that extra time. But we'll talk more about that in one of the future videos. Okay, so if you've watched yourself, you've heard that voice, you're kind of like stepping back a little bit, watching what's going on, observing yourself, hearing when that voice comes, because usually we can't even hear it. But when we do that, like stepping back, we start to be able to hear that voice. And when that voice comes, we can think, does this bring me closer to serenity, or is it just a distraction, right? So once we are ready for Shabbat, then what, right? There needs to be some way to say, I'm done. Whether this is 3 hours before candlelighting or 5 minutes before candlelighting, I like to set a time for myself to say, okay, I want to be done 1 hour before candlelighting, let's say, for example. And then you do a shift. You start to create a ritual that shifts it so that your brain knows that you're done. So for me, it's like, okay, I am going to put on some nice music or a podcast. I'm going to shower. I'm going to put on Shabbos clothes. I'm going to say a little bit of Tehillim. I am going to do certain things. Like for me, I usually have a lot more discretionary time because, again, I've been working on this for 2 years, but I still need to shift. I may have projects or different things that I've been doing early in the day because my cooking was already done, my cleaning was already done. So I have projects, and we will definitely get to that. But I still need to shift into Shabbat mode, to shift into mindset, to say, I'm done. Even with my projects, I am done. This is enough. This is how much I'm doing. There is no one more thing. There is no one more messages. There is no one more bit of my project. There are no more cooking or kugels or any of those things. Okay? I'm done. The Yetzer Hara has a goal to make you and me, to make us feel inadequate. And that's the challenge that's before us. It's not a mistake. This is how Olam Hazeh is set up, right? We have things to battle. So that feeling of inadequacy, that's part of our battle now. But Hashem wants us to feel good. He wants us to feel enough. He wants us to push through this. He wants us to carve out this time for ourselves so that we can come into Shabbat feeling like that Eshet Chayil, feeling like Shabbat HaMelkah is within us. It is actually a really, really, really special time. It's right now, Erev Shabbat is one of my favorite times, and I can't believe that I'm saying that because it was so hard for me in the past. I would really love to hear from you what your particular Erev Shabbat Yetzer Hara says to you. Like, mine still is whispering about messages because, like I said, I don't like to see those little dots and numbers on WhatsApp saying that I have messages and email. Ugh, it's very challenging. I love getting them down to 0, and then they'll come, running in right before Shabbat, a few more of them, and I get them down to 0. It's definitely a problem. But in the past, it was always one more salad, one more kugel, one more side, one more dessert, one more thing. I've pretty much gotten through that one. So I'd love to hear in the comments what your particular Yetzer Hara gets you with. And I really want to hear from you. If this helped you, I would love it if you could share it with a friend that it might help them also, because the message can just keep going and lifting up all of the women in Am Yisrael, and we can start to bring the Geula together that way. For me, this is a mini Geula moment. I mean, my life is forever changed because of these practices, and I want that for you also. In my next video, we're going to talk about the Yetzer Hara's second sneaky trick. So stick around. It is called Holy Panic, and it comes because there is great resistance when we're making change, and especially when that change is super holy, super kadosh, then the resistance is super, super big. And remember, Hashem loves you, and He wants you to have an amazing day, today and every day. Bye for now.